What it is, y'all, it is your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back today with more Konosuba. Now, you guys know we had an arena just end earlier tonight, which means we have a brand new Battle Arena event. So, let's take a quick peek at this and kind of ponder what we need to do as far as team building and all that kind of good stuff goes. So, jumping in, let's see what it says here. So, beware of water physical attacks. So right out of the gate, you know you need some good physical resistance. Enemies are relatively weak to poison, wind, and magic attacks. So we really need to focus on magic attacks and thunder element here. So I'm going to go into train here. I've actually started spitballing a team, but, you know, I don't think I have it where I want it. So after the stream last night, I've actually sat down here and I've started really pondering where it is I want to go with these teams and how I really want to tackle these events. Because a lot of you guys, last night with your help, I learned so much more about the workings of this and how to make a team function properly. While it is fairly intuitive, it also, you know, there's an element of it that's a bit difficult to kind of grasp with understanding how teams go in here and how teams perform. So, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to build a team that will allow me to maximize my thunder attack damage and my magic attack damage. The elements or the ailments are interesting, but I don't think I have an ailment team that's really going to be able to kind of make this come together. So let's kind of build this side by side. So, well, I say side by side. Let's kind of build this like in our heads. Okay. So basis for the team has to be magic. Predominantly, not exclusively, but predominantly. And it has to be thunder, once again, not necessarily predominantly, but not necessarily exclusively, but predominantly. So, we have our Thunder Aqua here. So she Thunder and Light. And the best thing about her is she is going to go ahead and boost everyone's SA gauge. And this is boost to all allies. But the thing is, this is a physical attack. This is not a magic attack, it's a physical attack. So you do have to be aware of those things. That's something you do need to pay close attention to. So she's going to have to do the best damage here. And that's only to one enemy. So she's only going to immediately attack the boss with that. So really, that would be a skill that I'd probably want to bring in after Megumin's gone. Now, Megumin being a 3-star isn't going to do the most amount of damage. But here's my thing. Since I have her weapon of choice, basically her secondary weapon, her exclusive weapon, completely maxed out and good to go, I think I'm going to go ahead and continue working with this. Plus, I'm going to utilize her second essay, which is 624% magic fire damage to all enemies. So here's the deal. That's not necessarily going to hit all enemies. That's just going to be like one big hit that we do to our foe at one time. But the rest of her skills here are going to be thunder attack skills. So let's see what you do. Alright, so skill 1. Lightning magic damage to one enemy and moderate boost to magic attack for 12 seconds. Now, notice it says moderate boost to your magic attack. It only buffs her magic attack. It does not buff everybody else's. So, what I'd probably wind up looking for here is somebody that does an all units magic attack buff, because I don't really want to like rely on her as a solo DPS, especially being that she's 3-star. She is max, she's got a good weapon, but let's face it, a 4-star in the same situation is still going to hit harder. So I really probably want to focus on find somebody that's going to do magic and is going to buff everybody's stats, not just Megumin's. Skill 2, okay? 142% lightning magic damage to all enemies. So having an AoE skill is going to be really, really, really good out of the gate. Remember, I'm going to go ahead and here and do a training, even though I know we're not really going to be able to do anything here. We're not actually going to be able to function in this realm. But your first stage is almost always an AoE stage. Almost always. And you see that one hit actually did enough damage that they just about were done by themselves. So, notice that the second stage is AoE as well. So Megami is going to come out of the gate with her single target hit. So what I really need to do is I need to have somebody else on the team that does an AoE attack. Now this would probably be a good opportunity for Aqua to bring out her AoE attack and have somebody else on the team that does a Thunder AoE attack damage, or does Thunder AoE attack, but also buff something in the team. So once we now can go ahead and forfeit this fight. So now that we know how to conquer those first 2 fights, that's then going to let Megumin basically build up her SA charge, use that skill 3. So basically she would do, like, or say skill 3. She's going to use her I guess skill 3, her base skill. Hit the foe that many times, but when it really matters, when she needs the buff, bring in that 3rd hit for a really good skill, and then at some point bring in that SA and kind of do like that big blanket damage. Once she's done with that, then we can bring somebody in that is just going to be a good single target DPS, and that is going to be Whis. Okay, she does lightning magic damage to 1 enemy, cooldown of 19 seconds, and 162% lightning magic damage to 1 enemy, and moderate reduction of their magic defense. So here's the thing, I don't need her on the front line. On the front line, she's not going to be a huge amount of use, because that magic defense is going to be really nice once we really get to the main boss. So I think she's going to come in after Megumin has kind of her usefulness is expired. So what I really need to do here is I need to find another, and I'll go ahead and filter this down by lightning. There we go. I need to find somebody that's another good DPS for the moment. But the thing is, all these units are physical attack. Even Aqua's physical attack. So I really might want to find another magic user here that actually bolsters the team. But let's take a quick look here. Lightning physical damage to 1 enemy, and then lightning physical damage to 1 enemy, and minor recovery for all allies. So the recovery for all allies is nice. I might be able to use that as a later skill. Use that as someone that comes out on the backside as, like, a healer. But I might probably want a full-time healer on the backside too. So I don't think that's going to be the right skill. Okay. Let's take a look at what Mitsurugi does. Okay. 167% lightning physical damage to 1 enemy, and minor boost to their physical defense for all allies. So I like that physical defense. That actually is something that might be super useful late game. He's a possible unit that I could bring in, as the last resort and bolster everybody's magic defense once Megumin's gone and once, the next unit has fallen. He also includes 117% lightning physical damage to all enemies and very minor recovery skill for all allies. That kind of becomes a little bit less useful. His 3rd skill is going to, or his, I guess technically 1st skill. This skill, his big skill, lightning slash plus, that is going to be really, really, really useful. That 2nd skill is going to be kind of useless, though that recovery can't be understated. That said, I think for this final slot, having a full-time healer is going to be better. But let's talk about Dust real quick, so we haven't talked about him. He's another potential lightning ally. 167% lightning physical damage to 1 enemy, and moderate reduction of enemies' physical defense. I don't need that. That actually is not going to do us a huge amount of good. It will let Aqua do a little bit more damage and do the other lightning units do a little bit more damage. But really, it's going to be better to get a magic unit, I do believe. I could be wrong, but I do believe. 170% lightning physical damage to all enemies, and minor reduction of enemies' agility. That's nice, and I could use that as a primary skill, but it's definitely not a late game skill. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go out of lightning, and I'm going to focus on units that do magic attack. So we can actually do this by magic attack and descending, and then we could focus on units that have a really good magic attack that also have a really good AoE skill. Now, I don't know who that's going to be. If you guys have recommendations, let me know in the comments. But the main thing I'm looking for here, I need somebody that's going to either do like an SA gauge boost, kind of like Aqua does. I like her SA gauge boost, but it's not going to be useful until later on in the match when she's single target, and then that's not really doing a lot for Megumin early. I also could use somebody that does like a good magic defense debuff, or does magic attack damage buff. I haven't figured it out yet. I've got to go looking through my teams, but those are some of the things that I'm looking for. And then, of course, I believe in this final slot is where I'm probably going to want to put my healer, though I take that back, I might want a healer right there. I've really got to go through, and I've got to ponder this. So I haven't come up with a team yet, but these are the things that I'm thinking of. Hopefully we'll have a final team for you guys soon. And now that I'm a little more versed in this, and I've gotten some better numbers out, I'm still not the best by a long shot, but we're gonna work on it. We're getting better. Like, comment, share, and we'll grow as one. I'll see you guys for the next one, and hopefully we'll have a team, and we'll start doing some arena stuff, and I can show you guys some of the tricks of the trade if you don't already know for yourself. That maybe can help you get some better numbers as well. Catch you guys on the next one.